It's my birthday! Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Kiana and I do a lot of sewing and fashion videos and now some other DIYs and fun things. I do it all now. And today, I'm gonna be making a birthday dress. So my birthday is February 10th. It's currently January 17th, but you know, I get behind on content, so I was like, let me just start it now. Guess how old I'm turning? Hold on. In your heads, think of a number. How old do you think I am? Okay? Because everyone is always surprised to hear I am my age. Everyone thinks I am a young teenager. Not a young teenager, but like 17. People are always like, whoa, you're 17? Why are you engaged? I'm not. I'm actually turning 24 this year, which is crazy because I do feel as though I am 15. I feel as though I act like a child. So it's crazy. I love birthdays, but birthdays make me upset because it means I'm getting older. I don't like that. Anyways, let me shut the heck up because today we're gonna be making a little birthday dress. I'm feeling as though like I don't want to take too much time. I really like spending time on projects like I really like spending my time working on projects that I'm gonna like make a pattern for and do this whole big thing. But this is just a birthday dress. I think I'm gonna pull from other patterns and combine them to make the birthday dress that I want to make. And here's my inspo. Okay, well, not my inspo. Here's my fabric. My grandma, when I was over at her house on Christmas, gave me this dress. I think she made it, I'm pretty sure. And she wore this to my parents' wedding back in the day, 1991. But the fabric is still good. It's cute. Hello, light pink. And I love this lace. There's also like a lining that I could use with it. But I will be making a see-through dress, which, sorry dad, but I am 24 now, so I'm allowed to wear half-naked dresses. Okay, but here's the vision. Hold on, let me put it on the screen because I sketched the other day for a while. You see her? She's see-through, and then I'm gonna wear like black, like hot shorts, underwear, high-waisted situation, which I've made those shorts already, or I don't know if you would call them shorts or like underwear, but I made that for my see-through Coachella look from last year. And then I'm probably just gonna wear a bra that like I own, like a bralette type situation. But I'm gonna make the lace overlay, the dress. The dress is made of lace. I like it. A little bit nervous because this lace does not stretch. So like, you can't just like whip that together. So there's gonna be a lot of shaping seams on that, like bust darts, two waist darts, probably back darts, all that jazz, because this has no stretch. Like you can't just like cut it out and like stretch it to your body as you could with something that has stretch. So not a sleigh, but I feel as though I can make that sleigh. Anyways, I'm going to make the dress now. So let's go find a pattern to work from. Okay, so I have this dress, which if you're like, Kiana, that does not look like the dress in your sketch. You're right, but the foundations are there. So we have the high neck. Also this pattern that I made comes with the option to not do the keyhole, so already we're a sleigh. It's like a little sheath dress situation and it has a lot of shaping elements. So the bust darts, it has two waist darts, two back darts. Unfortunately though, we need to think about the fact that I'm not cutting from just a regular piece of fabric. I'm kind of limited to cut out pieces the size of the fabric that I have, which means I can't do a whole dress without having a waistline seam for the bodice and the skirt. So I'm gonna have to split up the dress between the waistline and the skirt and then just join it at the middle, which is like super easy. Like just cut it down the middle and then sew it up, you know? Yeah, and then the sleeves are gonna be a bit different. Obviously I don't want these, you know? I mean, it'd be cute, but it wouldn't drape very nice and it's not the vibe I'm going for. I'm going for like sexy, tight, see-through, but then we make it a little bit girly with the pink lace, you know? Yeah, the only thing I'm gonna have to buy is a zipper. I have a pink zipper, but with how high this dress goes, I'm gonna need a longer one. I think I need like a 30-inch zipper or something like that. I need a long zip girly. See, look how big that sleeve is. That sleeve is enormous. Woo! Okay, so here's the dress on. This is our reference pattern. Oh, it's looking pretty good. Like, we don't need to make a lot of changes, but we're gonna make a few. So I don't want it to be this long. This long is super cute. But like I said, like we're gonna go for something a little bit more spicier. So I think I'm gonna shorten it like a few inches so that it's like a little bit shorter than the tips of my fingers, because otherwise, like, I just don't think it makes sense to be this long, you know? Another thing, this dress I love because it just like drapes on the body perfectly. It's not too loose, not too tight, but it like shows your figure. I think though I want, like I said, I want mine to be more tight. So I might tighten it up at the waist, just on the side seams. So it like makes you look more snatched, but I want it to stay a little bit loose here so like I can walk, because it is gonna be a non-stretch fabric. So we gotta think about all these things. If it was like skin tight and not stretch, then it would be hard to walk around. I'd be like, I'm also concerned about around the armhole here, now that I'm thinking about it, because again, not stretch, I don't want to like go and like rip anything. So I'm gonna have to add some ease. Is this a good idea? Probably not. Yeah, there's a lot of things you gotta consider that I'm now considering that I was not considering before. By the way, here's my grandma's dress. So like, she's definitely a little bit more conservative than what I like, so we will be making her spicy. Okay, here's the vibe. Get ready. All right, so first things first, I'm just going to disassemble the entire dress. Yes, you could seam rip this girly to conserve maximum fabric, but like, you're really not losing out a lot of fabric if you just cut off the seams. So that is what I'm doing. I said, there's no way you will catch me sitting here for the next 4 hours seam ripping this dress. I am cutting her up. So I'm cutting her up so I can just lay everything flat and place my pattern pieces over it and see where I can cut everything out. You want to make sure when you're upcycling that you are planning where you're going to cut everything out first, instead of just like jumping in and starting cutting, because you would really think that I have more than enough fabric for the tiny little mini dress I'm doing, but girl, I do not. I barely have enough, and I'll prove it to you when I get to the sleeves, but I barely have enough, especially because I'm cutting the dress out on the crosswise, because I realized there's some stretch that way instead of the dress. The dress is currently cut out on the lengthwise, and I'm going to cut out the pattern on the crosswise, which if you don't know what that means, basically I'm just cutting the dress sideways. So yeah, basically I ran out of fabric and we don't have enough fabric for the sleeves. So that is not a sleigh. So yeah. Anyways, we'll get to the sleeves later. For now, let's just get on with sewing. So I'm sewing up all of those darts. Like I said, there are a lot of shaping seams here. So there's a lot of darts I have to sew, and I had to pin them all in place because the tailor's chalk didn't show up. But yeah, that was probably the most tedious thing of this entire dress, because there's not a lot of seams, just a lot of darts. So once I sewed the darts, I just tried it on myself, seeing if everything is looking good. And then I wanted to pin it up on the form because, I don't know, I just love pinning things on the form as I'm working with them, because it just makes me feel like things are coming to life. However, as I was pinning this up, I was like, girl, this is kind of boring. Are we not bored a little bit? Like, is this not a little bit plain for my birthday? Like, I feel like we need to be a little bit more extravagant. So I thought, why don't we try out this pink lace that I have? I actually got it specifically for this when I was at the fabric store earlier, because I was like, this dress might be boring. So I got this pink lace, and I'm just pinning it all over the dress to see if it looks good anywhere. I also got it in a white because I was scared the pink wouldn't match exactly, and good thing, because the pink did not match exactly and it made it look weird. So I was like, maybe the white would be cute. I really liked the placement of my lace, but I felt like the colors just didn't look right. Something about it was not giving what it needed to give. So I decided to scrap it. And I was like, you know what? We will come back to this issue of it being boring later, because for now, we just need to get the dress sewn. So we'll come back to embellishing later. Depressing news, everyone. Unfortunately, I found out a few pieces of information. Number one, my grandma did not make this dress. She gave me a bunch of dresses to use her fabric, and she made all of those, but this one she bought. So unfortunately, I thought maybe she would have some more fabric that she could give me. No, unfortunately, this is all we got, and this is all the scraps we have. So we can't do sleeves. We can't do long sleeves, which is a little bit upsetting, because I really feel like the sleeves help this dress. You know what I'm saying? You can't have like a mini see-through dress without sleeves, because then it's like a whole lot of naked. So I need sleeves. So we still have to cut out a collar, but I want to do some type of sleeve. So I have this cap sleeve pattern, and I can place it like right here and up there where she just got it from. So we can have cap sleeves, but the thing is, I don't want cap sleeves! I want regular long sleeves. But there's no way I can have regular long sleeves. Here's like a long sleeve pattern. This is short though. This isn't the full length of a sleeve. This is like 3/4 of a sleeve. There's no way we could put this anywhere unless we patch the sleeves like aggressively, and that would not be cute. So great. Never mind. I was being dramatic. I decided to persevere. Actually, it was my assistant who was like, Kiana, you're being dramatic. Like, you could definitely patchwork this in a good way to make it look good. So this is us just trying to figure out the best way to patchwork the sleeve where it's not as noticeable. And we're going to try to make it the same on both the left and the right sleeve so that it doesn't look just like kind of thrown together. We want it to look purposeful. So we are working our hardest to make everything look really clean. This is what we have. We have that seam kind of going straight down the front, and then that other seam going across the back of the elbow. I'm going to lay it on the pattern and cut it all up really nicely at first, clean it up so when I go to sew it, it's a lot easier. And then I'm just gonna sew it, and it's gonna slay, honestly. Spoiler alert, it slays pretty hard. Okay, tragedy has not struck us because the sleeves are finally pieced together. Oh my goodness, did it take a while? Yes, it did take a while to piece these babies together, but after some careful sewing, some planning, they're slaying. And I actually really like where the seams are. I tried to make both seams kind of like symmetrical where the seams were, so it wasn't just like random patchwork. It still looks like it makes sense. So the first seam is like a semi-straight seam right down the front, center front. It's like a little design detail now. And the second seam is right across the elbow and the back. So it really looks, maybe not intentional, I would say. I don't know. Maybe it does look intentional, but it definitely does not look bad in any sense. It looks pretty darn good if I say so myself. Okay, yeah, so, oh wait, I have like also like no scraps left. I have tiny little bits, a little baby amount of scraps left. Wait, oh, hold on. Here's the collar situation too, almost forgot. This is gonna go up here. That can stay there for now. I have a little baby bit amount of scraps left. I might have enough scraps to do the little ruffle slit situation that you saw in the sketch. I don't know if I want to do that. I first want to finish the dress and then we'll assess. We'll see if we like it. So let's go get to sewing and then we'll come back and chat. So right now I'm sewing the sleeves in, and I forgot to mention earlier, when I'm sewing any of the seams, I am not finishing them in any way. I'm just, well, I guess I am because I'm trimming them down to a 1/4 inch seam allowance, all of these seams. I'm not serging it because I don't want to put any unnecessary bulk because it's like see-through and I don't want you to see the serge. I'm not doing French seams because a lot of these seams are curved and French seams do not slay on very curved seams. So yeah, I'm just sewing it and trimming it down. And then now I'm sewing the waistline seam. So I'm sewing the top, the bodice to the skirt. And when you're doing this, make sure you line up your darts. I'm acting like when you sew this dress, you're probably not gonna sew this dress, but if you do, but also like if you're doing anything that has darts that meet at a waistline, you need to match your darts up at the waistline because otherwise it looks homemade. You want it to look professional. You want it to look professional, especially if you're patterning the dress yourself. That is how I can tell you are a rock star, because you are making sure your darts line up. Next step is to sew the collar on. So the collar is sewn on, just like one piece of the collar, but I also have another piece of the collar to sew on. But before I do that, I sewed the zipper on. I just sewed a little invisible zipper, and then I can put the collar lining on. So I'm just placing that right sides together at the zipper and at the neckline, and I'm just gonna sew all the way around that, and then flip it to the wrong side, and then stitch that down. I'm gonna stitch in the ditch to keep the collar lining in place. Like I said, we are revisiting the fact that this dress is a little boring. You know, I just feel like she is missing something. So I decided to go back to the fabric store where I got that pink and white lace, and I got it in black because my favorite colors are pink and black. And that's just that is my style. Everyone on TikTok freaking hated. Actually, you know what? Some of y'all on YouTube hated it too. The fact that I added black to this. I'm basically just adding black in the same place that I added the pink, but plus some more. I'm gonna add it around the collar, the sleeves, and the hem, and also the waistline. But oh my gosh, I have never gotten such a negative reaction and positive reaction to adding this black lace. Some of you guys freaking hated it, and some of y'all loved it, which I kind of love. Like, I love that people responded so like intensely to this. This is truly something you either love or hate, and I love it. It is so me. It is absolutely not everyone's cup of tea, but yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I got such an intense response. Anyways, once I pinned everything, these two seams at the bodice, I can't just take off and bring to my sewing machine. I need to pin everything in place and then hand stitch it. So I took like a hot minute hand stitching this black lace along the bust line and along the waistline, because otherwise it's how am I gonna know where to sew it? So I hand stitch around the entire thing, and then I brought it over to my sewing machine to stitch it down again, just to reinforce it. All the other areas of black lace I could just bring it to my machine and stitch it down, but these ones were a pain. Anyways though, once I finished this black lace, I decided I was done. I decided I didn't want to add the slit because this is already see-through, already short, and I felt like the slit was unnecessary now that we have the black lace. So that's why I decided to do no slit. People were also very angry about that too, that I did not add the slit, but I love it. So let's show the dress in 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, so what do you think of my dress? Birthday girly. I cannot believe, first of all, few things. 1, can't believe that I used basically all of the lace from my grandma's dress. 2, I thought I was turning 23, so I'm glad Cody bought the balloons because I am indeed turning 24. And 3, if you see confetti all over my body, it's because we just threw confetti for a photo shoot, so I tried to get it all off, but I don't know if it's all off, but it's fine, it's fine. Anyways though, what do you guys think of my dress? Do you love her? I love her. I'm glad we added the black. I think I added so much. Without the black trim, she's honestly nothing. She's truly nothing, but she slays right now. I love the pink, I love the black, I love the lace, I love the see-through. Anyways though, if you want to see the photos from the photo shoot we just did, that will be on my Instagram. It's probably like, I don't know if it's gonna be on my Instagram now. It's probably up on my Instagram already. We'll see. If not, you should definitely follow me on Instagram, because what the heck, why aren't you following me? Don't you want to see my cool photo shoot pics? We worked real hard on them. I baked a whole cake and everything. So anyways though, if you do want to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, my handle is Kiana Bonollo. If you liked this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, because it's the easiest way to support your favorite creators for free. Also make sure you are subscribed with those notification bells. But yeah, I think that is everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!